Okay, so parts needed, parts and tools needed for this repair, pretty simple. A screwdriver or some sort of flat-edged tool that you can use to pry, and then a new dryer belt. Okay, so what we have here is an electric dryer that about 6 years ago I put in a new motor in it and made a video of that, so you can watch that on my YouTube Pure Wrangler how-to repair videos. So once again, it's the Maytag dryer. It's about, I think it's about at least 10 years old, and it's been working pretty good. And my wife said that it's making noise, but it's the drum isn't turning. So that tells me it's the dryer belt that's broken. So if you have a Maytag like this, this particular model, one thing you want to do is open up the door and look on here and get your model number so you can get the right part for your dryer. So here's the model number right here, PYE 2300AYW, and serial number also if you need that. So that's the first step. Next one is to go ahead and move it away. First of all, unplug your dryer from the wall so you don't get any electrical shocks, and then you're going to have to lift the lid. So to lift the lid, we're going to just pop it up. There's a little thing here, you just pry it up on both sides here. So I'm using a screwdriver. That pops that up, and then we're going to lift the lid up and over. It's pretty simple. And there you see the drum, and sure enough, as I suspected, the belt that runs right along this line has broken and fallen down in there. So I'm going to go ahead and order the part, or try to find one in town here and get that, and we'll continue the repair. Okay, now that we've gotten the belt, the correct belt for this dryer, we're going to go ahead and continue with the disassembly to get to take the old belt out and put the new belt in. So the first part here is this disconnecting. I've gotten the lid up as I instructed. Next part is to disconnect this door shut-off connector here, power shut-off. So I'm going to slide this little piece out right here. Take that off of there. Then I'm going to unplug these two. There's two little patches down here. I don't know if you can see them. They just unplug. So I'll take those two pieces off, and then we could unscrew the door. Okay, so I got those wires disconnected there. Then right here, there's a screw right here that you have to unscrew, and another one right here on the other side. So I'm going to take those two off, then we'll continue. Okay, so now I've just unscrewed that one screw there and the other screw right here, and you just pull it forward, and the drum comes disconnected from this where it rides along here, and you could just kind of pull the door off. And if you look at all that, there's a good chance to do a little cleaning here, I see, around the bottom here. So we'll do that as we're going. Set that aside. Then you can take a look down here. And let's see. We're going to lift the drum out of there, and we'll be able to see where the pulley is back there. Okay, So to remove the drum, pretty simple procedure. We just simply lift up and pull it out. So with the drum removed, we can see what's going on in here. The drum rolls along on this surface here. It's a padded surface to keep it smooth and running, and has a couple of wheels here. When we put it back in, we kind of have to force it in the bottom edge here, then push the top edge in. Down here we see our broken belt. So we'll take that out, and we can see where the belt rides here. There's a tensioner that we're going to have to run the belt around and on the inside of this, and around this, then back through to the drum. So that's what we're going to be working on here. So pushing it on the inside, coming down off the drum and around here and over that, and back to the drum on the other side here. So that's what we're going to be working on. Okay, one thing to remember when I was just slipping the new drawer belt onto the drum. I took the drum out, which is not really necessary. I just wanted to take a look at the components down there so I can see what I'm doing. So I put the drum back on, and I put the new drawer belt on right on the same line here where the old belt ran. And one thing to remember, there's one side that has grooves on it, little like V-shaped grooves, and the other side is smoother. The groove side should be facing the drum. Okay, so now installing the belt. I've got the belt with the rib side touching the drum around the bottom there, and I'm going to reach underneath here with my hands. Now that I know what it looks like down there, I could reach in between here. I'm going to go with my left hand, basically go to the right when I reach in there, and line the new belt into position. So it's kind of dark in there, but I'm going to do that right now. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to do here, is I'm going to run that tensioner belt underneath there, around the tensioner, then around the motor pulley, and release it back. And then we're good. So now it's around there. There we go. Okay, I was able to do it. So now I'm going to kind of turn up my hand and just make sure that the belt is not kinked or spun. Make sure it's all facing the right way, and it seems to be moving smoothly here. Okay, so now I'm going to reassemble. So first I'm going to put these connectors back on here. So this one goes right here for the door stop, turn off. When you open the door to the drawer turns off. Okay, and we'll put these back onto the holder there. The next thing is to push the side back on, so I kind of dropped it down into its groove. Down at the bottom, there's two grooves down there that it sits on. And then I tilt it up, making sure that it makes the right contact here. There's a little guide there, a little stub that fits in there, and another one on the other side here. And then I'm just going to put the screws back in, and we'll move to the next step. Okay, a couple things to remember. I put the screws in, screw these back in on both sides after putting the door back up. So that secures that solidly. Another thing to remember is when you're putting the wiring back in here, when I install these in, make sure these wires are not making contact with the drum, because you're going to end up getting a short. So you want to keep those secure and away from the drum while it's turning. So just be sure of that and make sure that these get pushed back down, not up over top here where you're going to end up getting a short. So make sure all these are pushed back down. Okay, now we're ready to close. So I'm going to just drop this back down and push it, and there we go. It's solid and ready to go. Okay, so I've pushed the dryer back against the wall and plugged it in again. So let's see if we have any success here. It seems to be working. I'm holding down the switch and we've got the belt turning the dryer again. And I feel warm air coming out. So I think we're good. The switch seems to work when I let go of the little button there. Okay, hope this video helped you. Enjoy repairing your dryer.